Hello, thank you again. Welcome to son of the first world and not the third world. Because I believe that when God created the earth, He didn't do a half world or a third world or a first world. He made the world because He didn't even do it on one day. It took His time to make the world. Okay, so just be careful because any name that you give to something has an impact on that. Okay, so when you say son of the third world, or when you say people from the third world, you see, you give that subordinative energy to that those person that live there, so they feel inferior, they feel subordinate because they are from the third world, and those who come from the first world, they think they're superior because of the world, the impact of the world. That's why in Africa we don't play with names of things, and but it's so sad now that some Africans don't even value that no much. They just let themselves carried with the miseducation of the Negro. You see, so my video today is I have to react on something that I saw today. And my message is to Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton, you need to resize yourself. You need to realize that you are a moral icon. You are a moral authority, meaning that whatever you do, people look up to you because you are a moral authority. A moral authority. So kids look to you, women look to you, men will look up to you what you do. So when you do good, people will do good. But when you do bad, you contribute to bad in your community. So right now, what you're trying to do, or what you did already for Playboy, exposing yourself, your nudity to Playboy, that's a shame, that's embarrassing because you had choices. Don't let yourself get caught up with the system like this. That's what the system wants you to do, to reduce you to nothing, to reduce our ancestors to nothing. You are a talented sister, gifted by God with a voice, and that's the voice that God gave you to be able to nourish yourself, your family, and your community, and your close one. So please, have mercy for your people and for your family and for God. You see, I heard you when you said, "Oh, I want to do it because I want to do it." But you see, Tony Braxton, you don't belong to yourself no more. You belong to God. You belong to your community. You belong to your family. You see, you're not white. You're not a Caucasian. You're a Negroid. A Negroid believes in what? Community? Not nucleus family. Community. It takes a village to raise a child. So you have to listen to the village. You have to listen to the village. You are not somebody that the ancestors has a belief of individualism, to be individualistic or individual. You were not raised in a cave. Couple of thousands of years ago, you were not raised in a cave, and that's how you learn how to value survival, because you were only able to be in the caves and come out because there was like glaciation, and you come out. If you're the man, you go, you hunt, you take what you take, and you come back and you just give it to your child. But you are black. That's Caucasian nature. But you are African. You are black, and in Africa there was like sun, there was fruit, vegetation, everything abundance of everything was there. So you never had to even worry about tomorrow. And that's our nature. We're people that share. We're people that share with people. We're people that share what we have. And we are people that get around with the community because we were on the surface, not on the ground, not in the cave. So you cannot be individualist. So please, get your history right. And you are a woman. You know what is the power of a woman in Africa? You're the one who gives birth. You're the one who raises children. You're the one who gives advices to a soldier. You're the one who gives hopes to a country, to a continent. We say in Africa, who raises a man raise an instructor. But whoever raises a woman raises the future. Because when in a country, the women are zero, the country is zero. In a community, if all the women are zero, meaning that they have no value for themselves, no respect for themselves, they disrespect themselves, they don't do anything about themselves, no morality, no sense of morality, the community is gonna be a chaotic community. But if in the community the women have senses, they're emancipated, and they have wisdom, and they are righteous women, they are wantombia, we say in my language, the community will have the balance. Because even if the man is wrong, she will know how to talk to the man, and then it will become right. But if you, the woman, you're already wrong, how do you expect the man to be right? Because we say behind a man stand a strong woman. Because no matter what you want, it's the man, it's the woman that is in charge of the house. No matter what you think. In Africa, it's the woman that's in charge. You know why? Because in Africa, it's the woman that can curse her child, that can curse her husband. If you do wrong to many women in your life, if women start having bad words on you, say bad words on you, no, you Christian, you Alex, you're gonna be bad, nothing's gonna be good for you, nothing's gonna be. If a lot of women say that, nothing's gonna be good for you. That's what we believe in Africa. It's the same thing as if your mother, who carried you for 9 months in her belly, if she touches her belly like that and say, you, my son, nothing's gonna be good for you in your life. Nothing's gonna be good. If she say, you, my son, you're going to be somebody. You're gonna be somebody because your mom said that, because she carried for 9 months, so she's spiritually linked to you. Your father is not spiritually linked to you. Your father is just the authority. He's just there to put the scale behind what the mother says. So he's just there. Yes, that's what it is. And this child is like, okay, dad said it. So it's the mother that does everything. Okay, so please, you have a value, black woman. You see, that's why in Africa, there's two ways. When you have a child, there's a way to raise a child that is a boy. There's a way to raise a child that is a woman, a girl. Because you are born a boy and you become a man. You are born a girl and you become a woman. And for that, you go through the initiatic ceremony. So you have ceremony, traditional initiatic ceremony for the boys to become men. I did mine when I was 29, a little bit late. But I'm a man now today. And you have also for women, they have also their ceremony, initiatic ceremony for women, where they are taught how to take care of a man, spiritually, physically, and everything. Then they are taught how to cook. They are taught how to do craft. They are taught how to spiritually be linked with nature. They are taught how to know how to talk to a man. To know how to have, they are taught so many things, but only by women. They have their own secret things. And it's just like us, men. We also are taught by our elders. They tell you what you can do to a woman, what you should never do to a woman. That's certain things that a man cannot do to a woman in Africa when you are initiated. When you do that, it's not good. You see? So, but when you don't know your culture, you don't know your tradition. For me, I'm more African. So that's why I want to take this opportunity also to give a message to my brothers and sisters here that have a little sour feeling on Africans from Africa. Because I've spoken with some brothers and sisters. Sometimes they're like, oh no, African are arrogant, African are this, African are that. And I listen. I'm like, cool, okay, that's what you feel, okay. And then after I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's right. Maybe you have a bad experience with an African. Yeah, but you have to understand something. It's not every African that is African. It's not because you are born in Africa, you study in Africa, that you're an African. There are even some Africans that are born in Africa that are more white than an African that is studying in Europe. Because the system in Africa, academically, is controlled by the whites. It's a white system. We study our history maybe 2 months in a year. In the academic system, there's only maybe 2 months for whoever country. If you're from Gabon, Gabon history, 2 months in 9 months. The rest, Japan, Europe, First World, Second World, capitalism, all that other. I mean, they like brainwash you to be like a white skin, black mask. So you see, it's not really the same game like here where it was physical and everything. Over there, they got wiser. You know, they make it like remotely. They're distance by remote, so education. Because they know we outnumber them. So once you fall in front of a brother from Africa that don't know his history, he's just a black skin white mask, because he's right there. He come to you and say, oh yeah, you African are killers, you African are girls, are women that are crazy, or you African are black women that are just this, that, you black men are crazy, you kill, you shoot. He don't even know anything about the history. He don't even know how to size what happened here for 500 years. And the psychological aspect, socio-psychological aspect, impact that had on black people. He doesn't understand why black women in America easily go quicker in the in any administrative work. You know, in offices, they go higher quicker than the men. He don't understand that the system here is to make the man feel like he's looking his manhood because the woman is carrying the trouser. He doesn't understand that is a system that fights against the black man, and to break down the manhood of the man, the black man in America. He don't understand that. So he's an African that is stupid. So I'm sorry, but I have to tell you that. So don't judge, please, every African the same way, because you have some African, you know, stupidity is everywhere. You have stupidity in Asia, you have stupidity in Europe, you have stupidity in America, you have stupidity in Africa. So you have people that are stupid or ignorant. You're gonna talk to them and you're gonna ask them where they're from. They're gonna say, oh, I'm from France, or I speak French, like he's French. I speak French. Je parle français, mais je suis pas français. I speak French, but I'm not French. That's not my language. I have my language from my father. I'm Miene. I'm a Bantu man. I'm from Gabon. Okay? But unfortunately, we were colonized by the French. We were a French ex-old colony. When they came, they took the slaves and everything, and they stayed so-called colonizing, civilizing us. You know? And stayed on the ground and then left. And left the Bible with us. And they took our riches and everything. So, well, I'm not French. But I hear a lot of brothers when they come here from Africa, they start speaking French. They're like, oh, I'm from France. No. Then you have a complex of inferiority and a reflex of subordination, because you're not even proud of being an African man. You're supposed to know your culture, know your tradition, and then exchange that with your brothers and sisters from America. We who have a lot also to exchange with you, because they've dealt with the devil and they know how is the devil, and they can teach you a lot about the devil. So you will stop being naive. So if we both exchange, so the brother and sister that were brought to America unwillingly, and those who stayed in Africa luckily, if we communicate, we'll be so powerful. Because when we have the tradition and the culture and the purity of nature and the community things, I'm talking about those who know about the culture and tradition, he will be able to give it to the brother and sister that lacks of his tradition and culture, but that has dealt with capitalism's antichrist. So he knows the devil. And both of them, they work together. They will know behind and in the front, and then you will be in the middle. So you will know how to deal with them now. Because talking about that, a great book, Yurugu, The African Studies of European Behaviors by Marimba Ani. She states that if you don't have no culture, no tradition, then you have the virus. Then you have the virus of complex. Then you have the virus of capitalism. Then you have the virus of being religious. No more spiritual. So we are spiritual beings. So please, women, respect yourself because you are spiritual beings. So, Tony Braxton, please. You could do like Tina Turner. You have choices. You could do like Tina Turner. You take your ticket, you go to London and live in London instead of disrespecting yourself like that. Because when you disrespect yourself like that, you're affecting all the community. There is black kids over there, black girls over there, black young girls that sees that and they would think it's cool, it's alright. If you did that as a moral authority, they think it's going to be cool too. So you have to understand that it takes a village to raise a child. That's how it is in Africa. Not community watch like in America where you watch each other to say, who are those black community or community? Let's call the cops. You see, community watch is what? It's for us, watching who's black coming in the community, or who is stealing, or who is going to do something wrong, or who is not from this community. That's not how we do in Africa. Our concept is the village. We watch each other to protect each other and to develop each other harmoniously. So if a child is all the way in his school, maybe even if he's 10 miles from his house or 5 miles, when he's coming back, the neighborhood that he's passing, where he has friends, cousins, or wherever of his parents, they're going to watch him. If they sees him down in the street with a cigarette, the uncle or a friend of an uncle will stop and say, "Hey, Alex, what you doing with the cigarette?" And he'll be like, oh, he's going to stop himself to do anything wrong while he's walking down the community because he said that, oh, somebody's watching me. And I'm going to get my whipping maybe when I get home. You see, so it takes the community. But once you are black and you don't even have a value of the community no more, you're in trouble. You are despiritualized and you are finished. When you're a woman with no more spirit, that's sad. You see, you're a black woman, so you have to know the power that you have, the power of words. You're supposed to say, me, Tony Braxton. I will not go down like that. I know your system is trying to put me in that locomotive material, that materialistic locomotive where it's the survival. But I'm going to go for moral and spiritual integrity. So choose the moral, spiritual integrity against the locomotive of capitalism, and that leads you to survival. No. Be wise. Use your passport. Travel. Go to Asia. Go to this concert over there. Do tours in Asia. They know Tony Braxton. You're going to get paid, don't worry. Go to Europe. Go to France, England, Australia. You have a passport. You know, it's not only America that exists. America is one continent, and United States is one country. I mean, America, the country, United States, is a country in a continent. So you can go to different countries, different continents. Okay? So please, resize yourself. Tony Braxton, I'm very disappointed because you're queen. You are a mother of the land, mother of earth. You're a black woman, and you are a moral authority. So anything you do has an effect in the society. You want it or not. So you cannot say, oh, because I want to do it. No, you are black. You can't talk like that. You are black. So you have to value community. Because think about it. How does your mother feel right now? She carried you for 9 months. She could have decided to smoke or to drink and aborted you. How does she feel now? You're embarrassing her like that when she's supposed to be going in peace. Wow. Or your sisters or your brothers, how did you think they feel? Come on. You are a spirit. You're not an object. That's all I had to say. And please, you have choices. And remember, you're African. And it's just to say I'm African, but you have to live by your culture and your tradition and respect your tradition and culture. Talk with your brothers and sisters from Africa. Get knowledge. Go on the internet, look for information, or talk with the brothers and sisters from Africa that are educated or spiritual or interested to talk also. They are not stupid. Okay? Because we don't want to be like, oh, I don't want to talk to him. He's from Africa. Oh, I don't want to talk to him. He's from the United States. He's gangster. No. Because this is the plan that is made by the white man so that we don't talk. Okay? So we have to break that and unite. Remember, blood is thicker than water. One love.